It is false that no dogs are canines, therefore all dogs are canines. Okay, to evaluate this argument from the Boolean standpoint, I rely on the modern square of opposition. I have an E statement premise that I'm being told is false, and I have an A statement conclusion that I'm being told is true. On the modern square of opposition, I can see that corresponding A and E statements have logically undetermined truth values. So from the modern perspective, from the Boolean standpoint, even assuming that no dogs are canines is indeed false, I can't draw any conclusions about the corresponding A claim. And that tells me from the Boolean standpoint this argument is invalid. But what if I looked at it from the Aristotelian standpoint? Specifically, what if I looked at it with an eye on the rule of contrary? The rule of contrary says, given corresponding A and E statements, at least one of them is false. They can't both be true. Okay, so knowing that then, if indeed no dogs are canines is a false statement, as the premise asserts, can we conclude from that that all dogs are canines? And the answer to that is no. Okay? Because think carefully about what the rule of contrary is saying. The rule of contrary is saying this. If you have corresponding A and E statements, and you know that one of those statements is true, the other one has to be false, because the rule of contrary says that corresponding A and E statements cannot both be true at the same time. But they can both be false at the same time. Okay, so this argument is might trip us up because we can see that both the premise statement and the conclusion statement are true. But it's just out of coincidence. It's not because of anything logical that's going on here. And you can kind of see that in this rendition of a similar argument. It is false that no dogs are brown animals, therefore all dogs are brown animals? No. So you can see that given an E statement that we're being told is false, doesn't allow us to draw any conclusions about the truth value of the conclusion, because in some instances the conclusion will be a true statement, and in other instances the conclusion could be a false statement. And what we're looking at here is a logical fallacy called illicit contrary. Illicit contrary occurs when we claim that because we know a given A or E statement is false, we know that its corresponding statement is true, and it doesn't work that way. We don't know what the truth value of the corresponding statement is when we know one of the A or E statements is false. And when we do that, we've committed the fallacy of illicit contrary.